All right, what's up, my friends? What? Wait, we're still here? The set review? We finished white, blue, black, red, and green. Multicolor, colors. What's left?
Waka
The
waka.
bonus sheet. Wilds of Eldraine, complete set review. I'm J Davis, of course. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the buttons, do the things. We're going over the bonus sheet for Eldraine, which is going to be a sheet of 63 enchantments that are all reprints. Now, this is important for two reasons. One, these will be legal in limited. Of course, if you played March of the Machine, if you played Brothers War, Strixhaven, adds a whole new dynamic to limited format where you have these really cool reprints floating around. There's one in every pack, and it's just really, really cool to see like these old cards, coming in. Oh, there's a Day Judgment, or oh, there's a a Wormcoil Engine or whatever, and this is really, really cool. The uncommon ones are really important because they show up a lot. So like Chromatic Star is a huge deal in Brothers War, and adds a whole unique element to limited. The other important part is on Arena. If you're a Historic player like I am, they add cards to Historic that might not already be there as well. Now, these are all reprints. We're going to go pretty fast here because a lot of these cards we've just seen before, obviously. But we're looking at how they're going to affect limited and how they're going to affect Historic. And then, of course, they're also just, reprints for Commander and so on and so forth, which is cool too. But let's go. First up, Blind Obedience. 2 mana for enchantment. Extort. And then artifacts, creatures your opponents control, enter tapped. New card to Historic. Limited card. Not a bad card per se. Not a very exciting card either. Extort's a mechanic where you pay a mana and just drain for 1 whenever you cast a spell, which is kind of cool. So a fine limited card. Not really a card to play in Historic probably, but kind of a cool one. Doesn't play into the theme of the set that well, but Blind Obedience, kind of cool one. Nothing too exciting. Dawn of Hope. I will say, I'm not a huge fan of alternate art treatments and alternate borders and stuff like that too. But this frame is pretty well done. And some of the art on these are like very, very impressive. Really, really cool art. Dawn of Hope, 2 mana enchantment. Whenever you gain life, pay to draw a card. Play 4 mana, make a soldier token. This is a really good limited card if you're playing a slow deck. Really powerful limited card. I believe this card's already on Arena in Historic. Not a very powerful card in that respect, but pretty good limited card, despite being very, very slow. But really cool art, right? And again, this is the kind of thing where, like, this card isn't broken, but it's really cool to see in the new context of, like, this limited format, where maybe it's, like, good or fine or okay, which is great. Grasp of Fate. This is like a preprint, right? White, 1 enchantment. This is a Commander O-Ring, where when it ETBs, you can get 1 card for each player. I believe this is in the Commander set for this. So functionally in in one-on-one, this is just an O-Ring, which is like not very exciting, obviously. But sure, I guess. So at Historic and Draft doesn't really matter. It's a good removal spell, whatever. We have Greater Oromancy, 2 mana enchantment that gives all of your other enchantments Shroud, and then gives your enchanted creature Shroud. This will matter in Historic for the Enchantress decks as a way to protect your stuff, as like a one-of. Kind of a cool, no Sterling Grove yet, but could be a thing in Historic and like very fringe decks that do that kind of thing. Not very good in limited, but Griffin Airy, 2 mana for an enchantment. Mean if your end step you gain 3 life this turn, make it 2/2 fly in Griffin. This one's cool because it plays very, very well with food. This is what I was saying, where like you have these enchantments you're seeing in a whole new light that aren't really good enough for constructed, but in a limited format with some weird stuff going on, they actually end up being kind of cool in a weird sort of way. So this one's cool, honestly. This one's a way to make it so the food tokens make the Griffins. It's really cool. It's a fun one. Fun limited card. Already in Historic, obviously. But cool card for sure. Chat saying Sterling Grove isn't Historic. Whoops. That makes the card even better, man. Great. Intangible Virtue is a anthem for your tokens. Love to see this card with the rats. So same idea. We have a card that doesn't really fit the main theme of the set, but plays well with it kind of by accident, right? White is not a rat color, but maybe your black-white have a lot of rat cards, and all of a sudden this card now looks really, really good, which is kind of cool. So already honest in Historic, there's nothing really there, but kind of a cool one. We got Karmic Justice, very popular commander card. 2 mana for an enchantment. Whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls destroys a non-creature permanent you control, you may destroy a permanent that opponent controls. Not really a viable card, either in Constructed or in Limited. But, a possible Cyborg card in Draft if your opponent's playing a lot of kill spells or something like that for your non-creature. I don't know. Not a very great card, but whatever. Yeah. Knightly Valor, another great draft card here. This is a 5-mana aura, makes a knight and pumps your creature, gives it vigilance. Just a good draft card. This card was, in a few formats was very good every time. Should be very good here also. Just good limited card. Fun thing in a new scenario. Obviously not new to Historic, not a big deal. We get land tax. Whoa, hold on a minute, Jim. That's right. 6 of these cards are being pre-banned, just like a lot of the other sheets as well. So, the March of the Machine sheet, Ragged Van got pre-banned. Strixhaven sheet, Channel, Demonic Tutor, Lightning Bolt, those got banned. So we're going to see 6 pre-bannings here. Land tax is one of them. Honestly, I don't know if it's necessary. Land tax is like not that good of a card. It's a very weird card. It is powerful in some ways, but hard to kind of utilize without, scroll rack or whatever else it might be. Kind of a relic of a long time ago. But whatever. It's pre-banned. It is what it is. In limited also, I mean, if you get if you're on the draw in limited, you can board this in, get 1 trigger off of it, and then sack it to bargain. It's pretty cool too. And again, I like that a lot. It's a fun way to kind of have this card that's kind of weird but cool and limited and stuff. So yeah, interesting one. Limited Sanctity, we know this card, obviously, it's already in Historic, and it's not playable in limited, but pretty cool art. Whew, man. Some of the art for these is really, really cool. Phyrexian Unlife, this is a new to Historic card. Pretty interesting combo card, right? This is kind of a lockout kind of card. If you can do certain things. No ad nauseum in Historic, but can be a powerful effect. Pretty cool. Pretty cool for Historic. And then for limited, I mean, not great in limited, honestly, but kind of a cool card. Cool to see. We got Rest in Peace, obviously already in the format, not playable in limited, but cool new art. Smoldering Tithe, commander players. There's no commander limited in Historic. I can't freaking talk. There's no commander on Arena, so not really a big deal there, but good reprint, I guess. Already on Arena. Not very exciting. Now we go to our blue cards here. We've got As Foretold. No 0 mana suspend cards in Historic. This card's not very exciting. I think it's already in the format anyway. It's not very exciting regardless. In limited, this card's also not great. So kind of a stinker here, but whatever. What are you going to do? Compulsion, an old school card. It's meant for an enchantment. Pay 2, loot. Pay 2, sack and draw. Again, another card that I haven't personally seen in a decade. That could be kind of cool to see in limited. Not really a great card, honestly. Also, you're doing some pretty serious graveyard stuff. But it's fun to see. Copy Enchantment. I believe a new one to Historic. Kind of powerful effect if you're doing super enchantment stuff. Should be pretty cool in limited, honestly. It's a fun way to check out some enchantment stuff. But, more of a fringe card. Kind of cool art here, obviously. Curiosity. All mana for an aura, draw cards. Already legal in Historic. A card that's been kind of supplanted by the one that pumps plus almost 1 or whatever. Sacrifices. I can't think of the name right now. I played it in Worlds last year, whatever. In Limited, however, card's kind of interesting. Curious Possession, thank you. In Limited, kind of interesting card, though. You can play it, draw a card off it maybe. Maybe your creature gets stonewalled. You sacrifice it to bargain, which is kind of cool. Cool limited card. Forced Fruition, really weird card. Really weird oddball card. Not going to matter in Constructed, but in Limited, this is a really fun one. 6 mana enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, they draw 7. So obviously, in Limited, with a 40 card deck, they get to cast 3 more cards and the game ends, which is pretty funny. So this is a real fun, crazy limited one. Kind of cool. Definitely a cool card. We got Fraying Sanity, which I believe is not new to Historic, but kind of a cool mill effect. And then kind of a turbo mill card where you need to mill them with this already in play to make it good, but it could be a limited card. Again, it's fun seeing cards like this in limited where they're not at their best, and you're trying to decide how good can they be and are they good enough for my draft deck, which is fun. So kind of fun there. Hatching Plans. Now this is a really cool one. This was an old rare from a long, long time ago. 2-mana enchantment. When it dies, draw 3. That's it. So I used to play this card in a Storm deck 15 years ago, 20 years ago in Time Spiral. where you use like Claws of Gix, sacrifice it, and go nuts. But in this set, this is going to be bonkers, right? We have a 2-mana rare, so 2-mana uncommon. You play it, you bargain it, you draw 3, boom. Cool. Awesome. Really, really nice. So really, really fun one here. No immediate value, obviously, but if you're doing the bargain thing really heavily, this is a really, really good one. And this is an uncommon. You're going to see this card fairly often in drafts, just like Chromatic Star in Brothers War and so on and so forth. Really, really cool. Intruder Alarm. Uh-oh. Banned. That's ban card number 2. Intruder Alarm is the the card that makes 1,000 combos. Very, very easy combo card. Krenko and a million other things combo with this card to make infinite creatures. So makes sense to ban it, honestly. In limited, probably not doing much, but maybe there's some cool thing you can do. I don't know. Honestly, that's why it's fun. I don't really know, honestly, but we'll see. And kind of a fun reprint in that regard. Kindred Discovery, 5-mana Mythic. When an ETB chooses future creature type, whenever your creature you control of a chosen type attacks, draw a card. You get your rat tokens, get your fairies. Kind of a fun build-around card also. I think this card's not in Historic yet. Not really a card for Constructed, but definitely going to be a cool card in Limited. Leyline of Anticipation, already on Arena, not playable in Limited, but whatever. Omniscience, already on Arena, in Historic, and not playable in Limited. Ristic Study, not on Arena, but not playable in 1-on-1. Nor is it really playable in Draft, but, I mean, there it is, I guess. Maybe one day we'll have Commander on Arena. Spreading Seas is banned. Spreading Seas, 2-mana enchantment, makes a land an island and draws a card. The weirdest inclusion of the ban list for sure. This is one that, if you've never seen this card before, it might look a little odd. It is a pretty good card. This card actually saw a lot of play in Standard back in the day, when Jund was the best deck, because it was basically 2-mana Stone Rain against them, because they just like were so focused on playing their gold cards. That being said, it ain't that good. You know, like, sees a little play in Modern also as a way to, like, kind of stop Tron lands. Very good against Urza Saga, too. It just kills Urza Saga straight up. But those cards aren't in Historic. So the idea here is basically that, like, it's a Stone Rain, sort of, because it mana screws your opponent. It's not really that good. But, yeah. And then, of course, there's the dissonance of, like, this being banned and One Ring being legal. 2 separate problems for sure, but yeah, kind of a weird one. Probably would be fine if it was legal, but whatever. What are you going to do? Is what it is. Yeah, and then a limited of his card is just really good, honestly. It's just a cantrip enchantment to sack with your bargain card, which is pretty good. So, Bitter Blossom, very exciting one. New card to Historic. And obviously a very powerful card in Limited because you're doing fairy stuff anyway. So really, really, really fun one here for both Limited and Historic. And all the fairy cards in this set play really well with Bitter Blossom and Historic, making it a possible Historic deck too. Maybe we'll see Spellsetter Sprite in like a future anthology release. But this is an exciting one. This is a really, really cool one. Very excited for this one in Limited and Constructed. It is also the first tribal card in Arena. Yes, I believe so. Dark Tutelage. This card is maybe on Arena. I don't know. This is Dark Confidant in enchantment form. Not a great card, honestly, but, you know, it's fine. It's actually an uncommon here, which is pretty interesting. So this is a really cool card, also in Limited, where this card in Constructed probably isn't good enough, but at uncommon and Limited, you can build around this card. You can, like, draft 2 of these and draft a deck with all 1s and 2s and have it be insane, which is really, really cool. So it's kind of fun. Love to see this card in Limited. Grave Pact. This is a big one. So this card is legal in Historic now. An extremely powerful card in Sacrifice decks. Saw play in Standard back in the day. This card is really, really powerful. Whenever a creature you control dies, each other player sacks a creature. We've obviously have Sacrifice decks in Historic, and this card is really, really good there. Busted Limited card also with Rats. Can you imagine this card? It's wild. Really, really powerful card. So this one's a confluence of Limited power, Constructed power, and then not banned. This is an exciting one. Thankfully, it's a mythic for limited. We got Ley Line of the Void. Obviously, already legal, not playable, constructed. Cool new art. Pretty cool art, actually. Necropotence. Yeah, that one's not gonna fly. Black for Necro. If you've never seen Necropotence in play before, this card is unbelievably busted. 3 mana for enchantment. You skip your draw step. Whenever you discard a card, exile a card from your graveyard. Whatever. Pay 1 life and draw a card.
Inconceivable.
That's pretty powerful. You do draw cards at the end of your turn, but this is basically just like, all right, play Necro. I have 4 cards in my hand. Pay 3, draw, go. Next turn, play card, pay 3, draw, go. Always have 7 cards in your hand. Really powerful card. Gonna be cool to see this card in limited because it is a very, very powerful old card. It is fairly hard to use. Triple black, hard to cast. Skip your draw step. Pretty cool that you can sack this to bargain once you've paid a lot of life and want to get your draws in again. Good with food. Another crazy card to see in limited, which is kind of fun, but banned in historic obviously is just too good, which is reasonable. No ban historic, get the ritual though, which is kind of nice. We got oppression, and oppression is kind of a weird one. Enchantment for 3. Every player casts spell, player discards a card. Kind of a weird lock piece. Probably not playable unlimited, I don't think. And then constructed, it's a weird like anti-combo control kind of card. Could be cool, waste not. But yeah, it's a weird card. I don't know. It was legal in 7th edition. I don't know, but oh man, whew. More awesome art. Oversold Cemetery. Another new card to historic. Another really, really powerful card. 2-mana enchantment. 4 more creatures in the bin. You get to return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand every turn. So self-mill in historic could be kind of cool. And limited is a very powerful card if it gets going. A little slow but powerful. Kind of a cool old card getting a new chance here in limited and historic, which is very, very nice. Polluted Bonds. 5 mana for enchantment. Whenever a land EDBs under an opponent's control, that player loses 2 and you gain 2. This is just a pure commander card. This card's just pretty awful, but sure. Sanguine Bond, 5 mana for enchantment. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Pretty sure this card's already on Arena, but kind of interesting and limited with like food tokens. It's kind of cool, right? Kind of, again, a fun way to see a new card in new light. We got Stab Wound, another great limited card. 2 mana for an enchantment. It's an aura, gets -2/-2. Either it kills a creature for removal, or if a creature stays alive, they lose 2 every turn. Cool limited card. Lots of fun. Vampiric Rites, and 1 black enchantment. Pay 2, sack creature, draw a card. Another cool limited card. Really, really good with the rats. So this is going to be a really important limited card. A card that looks innocent, but with all the rat stuff, this card is going to be absolutely excellent. Really, really good card. Things are illegal in historic, but definitely excellent, excellent limited card. One to watch for. We got Waste Not, already in historic. I played that card a ton, honestly. I'm a big fan of it. In limited, not really a thing. But just cool new art for a cool card. Moving on to red, we get Aggravated Assault, which is a 3-mana enchantment where you can pay 5 and double your combat step. Not that good of a card, but will be interesting and limited for sure. Blood Moon. Yeah, this one makes sense, all right? So, Spreading Seas, not so much. Blood Moon, absolutely. Blood Moon is non-starter in a non-fetch land format. We'll just lock everybody out. Every single one. So, very glad it's banned. This card is one of the unplayable in limited and banned and constructed cards that, you know, is what it is. But, so no Blood Moon. Cool art, though. Dragon Mantle, another phenomenal limited plant. 1 red aura, ETB draw card, gives fire breathing, phenomenal bargain sacrifice stuff. Great. Love it. Good stuff. Fire Emancipation, 6-mana enchantment, triple damage. It's kind of a silly limited card, or illegal and historic, you know, but sure. I mean, if you're doing some big game stuff at limited, could be a thing. Goblin Bombardment. New card to historic and a very relevant card to historic. This card's actually quite good. In limited, great with rats also. We have a number of cards here actually very good with the rats, which is kind of cool. So really, really cool card. Like this card a lot. Big fan. Impact Tremors, an uncommon 2-mana enchantment. Whenever a creature ETBs under your control, deal 1 to each opponent. Another card very good with the rats, which is really, really cool. It's fun to see the rats archetype, when our set review, look pretty good. But now that we're seeing all of the bonus sheet cards at Uncommon that are so good in the rat deck, the rat deck feels even better, which is really cool too. So, cool card, new to Historic, I believe. Probably won't do much there, but definitely a really cool limited card. Live on a Lightning, or illegal, unplayable, constructed. Mana Flare, pretty cool, new addition to Historic. Probably won't play this one in limited, but could do things in Historic, maybe. A little risky, but kind of cool card. Raid Bombardment, every you attack a creature power 2 or less, 1 damage. Another great card for the rat deck, which is wild. And then earn illegal and Historic. Repercussion, red 1. Whenever a creature is dealt damage, this deals that much damage to that creature's controller. Whenever a creature is dealt damage, it does that much damage. So kind of a cool, you like bolt the creature or whatever kind of thing. It's kind of a weird card, honestly. Not really a card for like anything, but whatever. Shared Animosity is a new card to Historic, and this card's actually pretty busto. This is a card that's in my Commander deck. I don't play much Commander, alright? But I have a Commander Muxus deck. This card is ridiculous in Commander. A little overkill for limited, for a 1-on-1, I mean. But for Historic, you know, whatever. But for limited, once again, we have yet another card that's insane for the rat deck off the bonus sheet, which is wild. So, 4 rats in play, attack them all, they're all 4-1 tramples. I'm sorry, no trample, but still all 4-1s. Pretty awesome. Cool card. We get Sneak Attack. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that one can't fly. That's a legacy power level card. So Sneak Attack, not going to be legal. And also not really a card you play in limited ever. So another kind of a blank card here, but you know, it's cool. Some cool art there. Defense of the Heart, 4-mana enchantment. Many of your upkeep, opponent has more creatures than you. 3 more creatures. You sack this, search for 2 creature cards, put them in play. Kind of a cool card. A weird card to be sure. Probably not a card you can really play in Constructed, because it's just like a really, really odd one, but could be a cute limited card. And, you know, sure. A lot of doubling effects here in the bonus sheet. Those are all popular Commander cards, obviously. We got Doubling Season, doubles tokens, doubles counters. I think this card's not on Arena, and it is pretty busted with Planeswalkers, so kind of cool. Kind of cool. And then in limited, I guess, maybe in limited, if you're playing on token effects, could be a thing. Garruk's Uprising, a fun build around for the Gruul decks in limited. Uncommon, 3-mana enchantment. When it ETBs, if you control a big creature, draw a card. Gives a big creature trample. And then whenever you play a big creature, you draw a card, which is also pretty cool. We get Ground Seal, 2-mana enchantment. Again, a weird old card that has some utility in Historic as a sideboard card, but is mostly just a good bargain enabler, right? Just 2-mana enchantment, cantrips, awesome. Hardened Scales are in Historic, not playable in limited, but it's cool. Land Abundance was banned. It's banned in Explore, Legal, and Historic already. That's a thing. And not playable and limited. Really, if you have a lot of mana creatures, maybe, and you're like dying for a way to like get a mana sink. But Nature's Will is a 4-mana enchantment. Every one of our creatures you control does combat damage to a player. Tap all lands that player controls and untap all lands you control. That's a weird card. Really weird card. I don't think this card's good in anything, right? Sure. Parallel Lives, another double token maker. Could be cool in limited, or in Historic, but obviously we already have this effect in white. Problem Vigor's a 5-mana enchantment. If 1 or more tokens have been created, double those tokens. And same with counters. So just a lot of doubling shit, honestly. New to Historic, probably not going to make a splash there. Again, in limited, if you're playing some sort of weird deck with a lot of tokens in it, maybe, like rats and foods, but sure. Prismatic Omen, not really playable without Valak at the Molten Pinnacle, but, you know, and then could be an odd mana fixer in Constructed, but not very good there either. I mean, limited, but not very good there either, so just a pretty sticky card. Season of Growth, 2-mana 4 enchantment. Whenever a creature EDB, scry 1. Cast spell, target creature, draw a card. The rolls don't target, which is important to note for limited. But, you know, it's kind of cool. Unnatural Growth, already legal in Historic, and pretty hard to cast, but a powerful limited card. Doubles your creature's power and toughness. Just freaking love doubling stuff. Utopia Sprawl is a big one. There isn't currently a Sprawl effect in Historic. This is a huge add for Historic for the Enchantress decks, and as far as giving ramp to decks that want it without playing Llanowar Elves. And then, of course, just good and limited too for playing a Farce, but big addition to Historic. One of the biggest ones. That's it. That's the whole sheet. So, definitely a little different than, like, the Legend sheet or, like, the Artifact sheet, because a lot of these enchantments are, like, very narrow, weird, finicky cards that won't see play in Limited. But there are some really good ones there, too, which is very, very exciting. And important to note how relevant a lot of these cards are for the Rat decks. Keep that in mind when you're drafting the Rat deck to watch that special bonus sheet. So, that's the whole set review, folks. I am done. Thank you. I'm going to play some basketball, all right? I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit all the buttons, do all the things on Twitch. Don't forget, folks, that the 10 New Brews is Thursday, 2 days from now. I'll be doing my whole 10 New Brews, playing all the cards you just saw. It'll be a lot of fun, be really, really cool. And I'll be on all afternoon. Should be really, really cool. Article on CoolStuffInc.com on Friday. We'll have all the deck list as well. They'll log on YouTube, which is great. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on everything. And we got Super League tomorrow, of course, as well. And we got Pod Art Purpose as well also. So that's all the stuff. I'm done. I'm going to go basketball, eat dinner, and go to bed. 6.5 hours of set reviews, a lot of stuff. So I appreciate it. Thanks so much. And I love you all. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. All right. See you for 10 New Brews.